What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and everyone's favorite champagne socialist, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is getting roasted by her own people. I know that people like AOC and morons like Hassan Piker love to tell everybody else how they're supposed to live without while living in their multi-million-dollar mansions and collecting huge paychecks, living off donations of people far poorer than them. But AOC is a special kind of hypocrite. I mean, the number of times she's been caught in like these hypocritical moments is almost hard to keep up with. But on top of that, we also kind of have a story where she may actually overtake Chuck Schumer and gain even more power in the Democrat House. And I'm not surprised by that because the Democrats are throwing anything that's sticky against the wall right now, hoping, praying that one of them hangs up there. It was Gavin Newsom. It was Michelle Obama. Fail. Now they're trying Stephen A. Smith. Fail. AOC. Fail. Here we have AOC. Sorry, I don't know why the article's not there. AOC caught flying first class to a Bernie Sanders Fight the Oligarchy rally as critics pan the lefty politician for battling inequity one mimosa at a time. So Little Miss Climate Change, obviously taking a jet, one of the biggest polluters on the planet, sitting first class and drinking mimosas, while, again, fighting the man. None of these people are serious people. They're not. They don't actually believe what they say they don't believe what they say they do. They don't live how they want you to live. They don't follow the tenets that they preach. Socialist Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was photographed flying first class to a Bernie Sanders event last month, with critics saying it shows how she battles inequity one mimosa at a time. An incredulous passenger snapped the AOC Democrat getting comfy in the roomy first-class cabin of JetBlue Flight 511 on March 19th, departed JFK Airport in Queens for Las Vegas, where she spoke at a Sanders rally titled Fighting the Oligarchy. The next day, the equality-spouting darling of the left rallied with other socialist comrade Senator Bernie Sanders in North Vegas at Arizona State University in Tempe. Nothing says power to the people like ignoring voters looking to say hello and reclining in a first class while tweeting about income inequality. The flyer who took the photo told the Post, claiming that AOC did not respond to friendly comments once she sat down. AOC is fighting the system one mimosa at a time, said the passenger, Tracy, who is from Brooklyn, who is sitting in the economy cabin. So her own constituents, Brooklyn, her own constituents are laughing at her and calling out her hypocrisy. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It literally, it is so great. The congresswoman whose 14th district includes parts of the Bronx and Queens is seen in the snap leaning over her seat, appearing to grab or look at something. A man is sitting next to her. A first-class JetBlue seat on the same route on any weekday is about $1,100. First-class seats on planes have also been widely derided by climate change activists because they typically produce many times the carbon emissions of economy seats since they take up so much more room, thus reducing the number of people able to fly at one time. Some New York politicians said the regal travel by AOC, a rabid climate change protester, is just the latest in his example of hypocrisies from the left. Socialists are hypocrites. I'm surprised she didn't take a private jet like most of her comrades, quit Representative Nicole Malatakis from New York. State Conservative Party Chairman Gerald Casser said Ocasio-Cortez was just showing how much she's out of touch with her principles. It's absolutely rich in hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is the operative word, Casser said. AOC's campaign and district office, of course, declined to comment. At rally, she said, "We're a community must choose. We as a community must choose and vote for Democrats and elected officials who know how to stand for the working class." A lot of working class people fly first class. These people do not walk the talk. They do not practice what they preach. They do not care. They are grifters. That is their sole purpose in life, is to sell you on fighting the power while enriching themselves. That is, quite frankly, the only job that they have. These rallies come as Ocasio-Cortez slammed Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer last month for his support of a Republican-led funding measure. Instead of fighting and shutting down the government, she called it a betrayal. Some progressives are actually encouraging AOC to run in a primary race in the more moderate against a more moderate Schumer for Senate in 2028. Sanders' rallies were spurred by the dramatic shakeup in government and crackdown on illegal immigration. Do you know why she's holding these rallies? To fundraise. That's what she's doing. I mean, I'm guessing that most of these people, you know, there's probably like security reasons for why people fly first class when you're a politician. You probably have to fly with security around you. I don't know, but it is funny. She absolutely could have flown economy class and bought extra seats. I mean, everybody's laughing at her, but no, what's not laughing matter is the fact that she continues to encourage attacks on Tesla owners. AOC has criticized Musk's actions as disgusting, calling him a leech on the public.
How you doing? Hi, nice to see you. I want to ask you real quick, do you see a connection at all between the rhetoric we're hearing from Democrats on Musk and Tesla, connection to the violence at all, or what's happening on the street?
Watch this.
The Tesla dealerships?
Just so you know, she wants it. By the way, she owned a Tesla, I believe, at one point, but she wants this. So she's going to be like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, I've seen Republicans call me communist and I hate this country. I mean, it's like,
What? What?
Congressman, did you sell your Tesla yet?
Uh-huh. Did you sell your Tesla? No. You can only get them from, like, the walk from their office.
Congressman, do you still have your Tesla? I was just wondering if you still have your Tesla.
For security reasons, I'm not commenting.
For security
Do you agree
reasons.
with the Attorney General calling
Apologies,
it
we're on our
domestic
way to it.
terrorism?
We don't.
She wants this stuff to happen. You know, Ocasio-Cortez also refused to answer whether or not she ordered a Tesla or still owned hers. The congresswoman has been critical of Doge chief, saying in a March 1st X post, this guy is a leech on the public. I mean, to be totally honest, she is 100% within her rights, and I'm totally fine with her criticizing Elon Musk. Totally fine with her criticizing, Doge and whatever that case may be, and Tesla. But I do think it's kind of like the bare minimum. It should be like the bare minimum to be like, hey, keep protesting, but keep it peaceful. I know that people are going to do whatever they want to do, but when offered the opportunity to say something like that, it's curious that ratchet chick, Jasmine Crockett, and AOC and all these people they're just like, no, I'm not gonna speak out against that. I mean, after weeks of Democrats condemning Musk for his role at Doge, there's been at least 80 acts of vandalism against Tesla vehicles in the United States, and Canada on at least 10 incidents of vandalism and arson against Tesla dealerships, charging stations, and properties. Now, that has largely calmed down, precisely as I expected, because the arrest rate must be close to 90%. Like significantly close to 90%. It's not even, I mean, almost everybody who's doing this is getting arrested. So eventually you knew they were going to stop, but nobody's really speaking out against it on the Democrat, side. Speaking on CNN, she said it's uncomfortable serving with people who engage in what many experts seem as terror, which is an incitement of violence using digital means and large platforms that individuals themselves may not be the ones wielding the weapon. This is from somebody talking about AOC. I've consistently had to ride in 20,000-pound armored vehicles, engaging in some of the most gruesome threats that you can imagine that were incited by Republican members. She said, that's not about a tweet. It's about what life looks like and the marshaling of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people into doing something. What? During the same interview, of course, she accused President Trump of being aware of his own rhetoric, stoking bad behavior. He uses and used his rallies to very strategically in order to engage in political intimidation that he deems his political enemies. I mean, I think it's pretty it's pretty clear that AOC is going to be a big player in the Democrat Party, even though she's accomplished nothing. You know what I mean? She's accomplished nothing at all. But look at this. AOC could destroy Chuck Schumer in a Senate matchup in a new poll.
In a hypothetical 2028 New York Senate primary, only 36% said they supported incumbent Senator Chuck Schumer, the current party leader. The margin of error for the poll was plus or minus 4 points. 770 voters were surveyed via text and web panel in late March. Meanwhile, a CNN poll in March also found that Ocasio-Cortez best reflects the Democratic Party's values.
Schumer had been taking heat lately for voting to pass a continuing resolution bill.
I mean, is this a shock poll? It's not even, it's only 55 to 36. And I just don't think, I mean, I would love to have AOC be the face of, AOC be the face of the Democrat Party. In the meantime, we have this in terms of Trump's numbers.
I think there was this concern among some folks that Donald Trump would come in for a second term and kind of be a lame duck. He ain't no lame duck. If anything, he's a soaring eagle. What am I talking about here? Let's talk about Trump executive orders in 2025. He's already signed 111 so far. That is the most at this point in a presidency in at least 100 years. In fact, it's the most in any single year, and we're only in April, since Harry S. Truman in the early 1950s. The bottom line is whether you like Trump or you don't like him, you can't say that he's come in and not try to deliver on what he at least believes was his promises on the campaign trail, and he's doing so in historic fashion.
How are people reacting to and feel about Trump's approach?
Yeah, okay, so Trump's approach here, what are we talking about? Trump's approach to presidential power. I think the American people recognize what he's doing here is completely different. We're talking, get this, 86% of the American public believes that Trump's approach to presidential power is completely different from past presidents, compared to only 14% who believe it is in line with precedent. And we're talking about at least 79% of Democrats, independents, and Republicans. So again, you can agree or you can disagree with Donald Trump, but what you can't disagree with is that he's doing things very differently. I have used the Frank Sinatra quote before. He is doing it, quote unquote, my way, and that is what Donald Trump has done throughout both of his presidential terms.
So keep it up. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.